Greetings and welcome to the Sports Card Ripping Teacher. Well, I really thought I would have had 1 million followers after yesterday's video. I did not, but the most important thing is I had fun. Now, this Saturday is probably the most grueling Notre Dame game that we have every single year. That's right, Navy and the triple option roll into South Bend. It's just run after run after run. The players and coaches always say it's exhausting. When you're done with Navy, you're just so tired, and then everything you practice during the week goes out the window because you're not going to face the triple option the rest of the year. Now, Notre Dame and Navy have quite the history, and I've said it before, so I'll kind of give you a little condensed version today. During World War II, the admissions or the student body numbers in Notre Dame, they were pretty low. It was an all-boys school, and maybe thinking about closing down the university. So Navy decided to open up a recruiting office on the Notre Dame campus. And right away, it was over 1,000 students, I think, went to Notre Dame, ended up saving the university. And ever since then, they've played each other in football every single year. And even Navy has said quite a few times, we're not sure why they keep on doing it. They could do other things with that date on the calendar. They could do some things that would definitely make them some more money, but Notre Dame has that respect for Navy that they always have. And going back to what Zach's Collections has said with his trophy series, do students today, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, do they know what the old Spittoon trophy was? Paul Bunyan's axe. Will they remember these things? Well, at Notre Dame, they do teach them about the Army-Navy tradition, and I think that's important. So you will see Notre Dame players, put that hand down to help a guy up every once in a while. At the end of the game, win or lose, they both sing each other's alma mater. Just my hairs on the back of my neck stand up again, just thinking about these things and watching the game. I do get teary-eyed at the end of the Navy games. And job one is to defeat Navy, all right? Beat Navy this week. But you always do it with class, and it's one of those games where you're not going to see them trying to run up the score, because at the end of the day, we know that those players, they train just like the guys in Notre Dame, but then they go off and they protect our freedoms every single day. Those are the heroes. Those are the heroes right there. So Notre Dame remembers that, and always look forward to this week. Always proud of Notre Dame and the tradition that Navy has as well. I've been to one Notre Dame Navy game before, and it was special. Going to a Notre Dame game is always special. That one just a little bit more. All right, class is in session. Today is Friday, November 7th, 2025. It is lesson number 60, and today goes out to, Zoran Sims. He is number 60 on the Navy team. He is a junior guard from North Carolina, so look for him on the broadcast. Now, the next two Notre Dame players that wear 60, it's always crazy when they have these same uniform numbers. But Max Anderson is an offensive lineman, sophomore out of St. Paul, Minnesota. I don't think he'll be getting much playing time there, but you never know. And then Davion Dixon is a defensive lineman, freshman out of Homestead, Florida. What else we got going on here? In 1943, the Lions and Giants played to a 0-0 tie. Honestly, that game yesterday, I thought that one could have been a 0-0 tie as well. What a boring game, my gosh. But Broncos, all you got to do is you got to win those games, not worry about point spreads, winning by 9 points or whatever it was, but win the game. That's your job. And I think they have a showdown next with the Kansas City Chiefs. So that was an obvious trap game for the Denver Broncos, but Sean Payton is his outfit. They got the job done. I almost went with, there are quite a few Holy War games on this date where Notre Dame just beat Boston College to the streets. Unfortunately, there is that one game in the 90s that they lost that, Notre Dame still should have won the national championship that year, but I'm not going to get into it right now. And in 1951, Chris Mortensen was born. If you're around my age, listening to SportsCenter over and over again, he was definitely a piece of your childhood. Sadly, I think he passed away. I think it was last year or 2 years ago maybe. So, yeah, Chris Mortensen, just one of those guys that was on, whether it was ESPN Radio, the sports writers, SportsCenter. Always enjoyed listening to it. Now let's see if we can get it downtown. All right, I'm back. And, you know, there were a few people thinking that I was trolling them yesterday with the greatest YouTube opening ever. Yeah, Michael Buffer, as old guy Camera Dream had mentioned yesterday. But I was super excited about these packs right here. I got a few more to open up. I did find out that Don Beebe does TTM. He's at Aurora University as their coach, or his House of Speed in Aurora, Illinois. One of those two I can definitely send it off to. But this week, here we go. We are on right now back-to-back case hits. Those Sunday Kings, DeAndre Hopkins, not the best one in the world. Not sure where my box cutter is. I'm going to use the lucky pin here today, folks. But the Jamar Chase, definitely a nice one to get last week. This week in fantasy football, for the Helmets and Hashmark Pigskin press box, which I think they went live on Monday last week, so I have to go back and watch that one. Was not aware of them, or I didn't see it at least. I'm going against Small Town Rips, which they are on the cup right over there. Neither one of us, I believe, had anyone going yesterday, which if you did, you know, you're probably going to lose with that game yesterday. But I got to see what my backfield is doing. It's been a terrible situation all year long, and I don't think Bucky Irvin's playing. Everything I read was he was going to be coming back after they bye. I probably don't make that trade if I knew it was a little bit more serious than what they were leading on. So possibly some tampering. I'm going to call the league offices, those kinds of things. George Kittle, shout out to Mrs. Hammy. That's one of her favorites right there. Josh Hines Allen now. Keon Coleman. Dewan Edwards. So last week's blaster, even though I got the case hit, no cards for my set. 0. Another Michael Pratt. That was the big mystery this year. TJ Watt, I don't think he gets the Monday Night Football games either. Heard he has YouTube TV. Him and JJ are sharing the subscription. Kyle Hamilton, University of Notre Dame. Would have liked him. Jaden Daniels, felt so bad seeing him go down. Oh, Scary Terry, he's getting a lot of his cards still as well. Michael Pratt. Yeah, the injuries, never like seeing injuries. You know, those of us that are collecting cards, we always hate to see that. That's never a good thing. You know, kids that buy jerseys and everything, so just not a good situation. Justin Fields, his Jets are red hot after that win last week. Xavier McKinney, let's get some interceptions. Let's get a string of interceptions going on here. Miles Sanders, I know Nicky 2 times. He's a big Eagles fan. Mega Box, masochist. I think the Packers are going to win. I got a good feeling. It's kind of the most typical Packer thing to happen. Saquon's going down. Here, we're going to put Saquon upside down, in fact. All my Cowboy fans, Commander fans, they're going to like that one right there. And not right now. Maybe after the Giants game, who knows? Everyone will be calling for Tyson Bagent around here. Cooper DeJean, put Cooper upside down as well. Troy Franklin, I think did he have the touchdown yesterday? I'm pretty sure he had the touchdown yesterday. About 99% sure. That's the old distress signal, if you guys didn't know. The wrong commander. Travis Etienne. There's a busy guy in Chicago right there. We'll have to give that one to Zach and Porter. They like their kickers. Zach and Porter are always given respect where respect is due. Maybe not with Packer players, both the offensive linemen, defensive linemen. As Zach said, it all starts in the trenches. All right, last pack, folks. Last pack. I do think that player right there, Marvin Harrison Jr., his numbers are going to go really up. And I have him in both my fantasy football teams with Jacoby Brissett as the quarterback. Isaiah Simmons. Amari Cooper. I don't think he's looking at the ball right there. I'd already caught it, though. Jalen Ramsey. So our string of case hits is over. Everyone, enjoy the weekend. Class is dismissed. Go Packers.